We presently have 18 different networking groups. This happens to be in the film entertainment industry, which we have 3 or 4 of these groups. But we have 9 banking and finance groups. We've got an international group, we've got a green group, we've got 3 commercial real estate groups. And the reason why I'm telling you that is, it's all about learning and how to get from point A to point B. You never know how many steps it takes to get from point A to point B. And I'm going to give you an example a little bit. There's a commercial real estate group we have. And in that commercial real estate, the investor didn't want to invest in property because he felt like in a distressed market, the payoff isn't for 5, 6, 7 years. So what did he do? He came into the entertainment side and started funding movies in the entertainment. He doesn't know he'll see his end return in 12 months. It might be 0, but at least he'll see the end result. So it's okay. So my whole thing here is to help everybody here get from point A to point B. We have a slogan in the group. And here's the slogan, and this will be the entire group meeting. This is the place where you'll learn how to network, make money, and gain new friends. And as I was talking to some people earlier, the first 45 minutes to an hour, you're learning how to network. Second part of the meeting, we're going to make money. And the third part, you'll see how we make friends. Joel, turn it back over to you.
Before we get into all that, I have a really important question. See, this is what you call the fun part of the meeting.
Got more? I think that's it this side.
Okay, there's more coming. Is there any more coming from this side? Or are we good? We're good. It's just these. Thank you. And again, as I mentioned at the end of this meeting, everybody's going to have copies of everybody's business cards. So thank you. The way we generally get this started, 10-second elevator pitch. Who are you and what do you do? It's not a time yet to pitch projects. You will get to that. Just who are you, what do you do? My name is Joel Eisenberg. I'm a writer, producer, president of EMO Films here in the Sunset Gower Studios lot. And what do you do?
I'm Simona Berlikova, and I'm an actor.
Welcome.
Mark Fisher, writer, partner with him, so it qualifies me for every glory and money, I guess. No?
Did anybody understand what he just said?
Translate for me.
Mark, who's a little on the modest side, is an international best-selling author who has sold over 5 million books around the world, including The Instant Millionaire, which sold over 3 million copies around the world. So that is Mark Fisher, who is also a partner of mine.
What he said is he is 51% of the entire deal, and what he missed was that 51% times 0 is 0.
If he wants 51% of my company, he's going to have to... never mind, doesn't matter. By the way, our next guest, I have to say, for those of you that know me, I am a total film geek. This is not a surprise. And one of my favorite movies of all time, and this guy is tired of hearing about it already, is The Last Dragon. So if anybody knows Sho'nuff and Bruce Leroy, we have Bruce Leroy himself, soon to be Professor Frank Taiwan from New York.
All right.
So I'm an actor, writer, director, and human being. Friends and family are here, so I'm happy to be here.
Very cool. And as
It's my
you
girlfriend,
see,
Ghazi.
As you see, Taimak and I are about the same age, and we share the exact same genetics. So, Ghazi, what do you do?
I own a gym in San Diego, California martial arts gym.
I'm a former world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so watch out. I got a bodyguard.
Oh, so now imagine the thing. I didn't know that was you. You had told me about it. Oh, okay.
Men are falling backwards over me everywhere.
Who are you?
If he's filming, I'm taking off my glasses. Yeah, because I left my contact lenses at home today. I'm Marilyn Anderson. My company is Never Kiss a Frog, and that's based on my book, Never Kiss a Frog, which is published in 10 countries. And I am a writer and producer, and as a screenwriter, I had a film on Lifetime last year. It was a romantic comedy. I've also written for such shows as Friday the 13th, the series. I can kill 6 people an hour. Unfortunately, not the people of my choice. I also mostly write comedy. I've written for Murphy Brown, Fame, Home Improvement. I also was on staff for Carol & Company, which starred Carol Burnett, and also Richard Kind and Jeremy Piven in their first TV roles. So I feel I'm responsible for their careers.
Anderson with an O. Anderson with an A. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, here's the deal. Basically, again, for those of you that have not been here, the reason why we do this, outside of just being nice, is you're going to have an opportunity to get to know everybody after this meeting. We'll break up into breakfast and lunch groups, schedule times to meet with other people. So if there's anybody here that you want to meet that you believe can positively affect your career, write their names down, and we'll get to it at the end. Triple L.
Hi, Louise Levinson. I'll let him explain the other L. I'm a consultant that works with independent filmmakers, and my goal is to take you from investors saying, who the hell are you, or what have you done lately, to, wow, I want to invest in your next film. So I help plan on where you're going, how you're going to get there, putting together a business plan, and all the steps you need before you go to the investors. And, wait a minute, I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille. I'm also the author of Filmmakers and Financing Business Plans for Independence. Among my clients are the fellows who made the Blair Witch Project, Danny Glover, whose film slates I did business plans for, and a host of others.
And who co-brands your book? Who publishes your
Oh,
book?
you know, I'm so good about that, and I forget to say Variety. Well, Variety co-markets the book.
Okay, I stand corrected.
That's right. We're
Sit
still
down.
waiting for
May as
them
well
to
take
do
it back
marketing.
I used to be the girl who wrote cop shows. Now I'm the returning housewife who does family films. Our mantra is no more dead mommies, and the company is called Nuclear Family Films. Catherine Clinch.
Catherine, what were some of the shows that you've written for?
Hunter, Jake and the Fat Man, Knight Rider, Love Boat, Heart to Heart, Foul Play, True Confessions, did I say Love Boat, Search for Tomorrow? And the colossally worst choice of my career was leaving Miami Vice before it went on the air.
Thanks. Again, I went to USC, and my name is David Hawksberger.
Thank you very much. And again, let's try to keep it to like 10.
I'm Eric Shaw, the company is New York Credit. I'm a state court appointed receiver, but my real job then, considering I'm in banking and finance, or business and finance, is I'm a networker, and I'm here to make sure everybody gets connected to do what they've come here to do and accomplish their goals.
Hey, Eric, don't sit down yet. We were on the phone this morning, and you were talking about how to use that expertise to help everybody in this room, as far as completion of paperwork and business plans and everything else. Very quickly, you want to just touch on that?
I'm the type of guy that I'm a professional. I deal with bankers and lenders, and you got to be spot right on, and you got to do this, and you got to do that, and there's a reputation. You know, and actually, when you look around, I'm the only guy really wearing a suit and tie. Well, that's an image that I have, and I believe in accountability, what we do, and I'm trying that when I see needs and deals, or I see people trying to do something here, make sure your project is complete. And my job is to help you do it through the people in the room. I see too much frivolous, all right? And my job is to make that focused any way we can. And if I can use Joe over here to help Sam over here, because I can recognize the cross-reference, that's what I'm good at, and that's what I do. And I'm hoping everybody learns that over time. I preach it because it takes time to seep in. That old Chinese proverb, say it 1,000,000 times, maybe you'll get it right. And that's what my job is in all cities.
And on the other side of the news, don't let...
He said speak up. Everybody here should be friends. And this time we're teaching you, speak up so that guy in the corner can hear you. Because next time, forget about all cities. You're in another meeting with a studio rep or whatever, speak up and say you learned it here. This is why we're here to do this.
Mark.
Okay, well, good afternoon. It's lunchtime already. My name is Mark Levinson. I'm a shareholder with Greenberg Traurig. Greenberg Traurig is a large firm. We've got a fairly substantial 40-person practice in the entertainment area. We pretty much represent talent, studios. We do a lot of work in the gaming area as well. And my name is Mark Levinson with Greenberg Traurig.
Good afternoon. Anthony Perkins, no relation. I'm a video assist operator, an independent filmmaker, editor, director, and that's me. Anthony Perkins, no relation.
I want to get in where I fit in, and this is a very, very big job. So I'm just letting you know right now. This is very new to me. I came in with Mr. Wallen. He brought me in.
Hi, I'm Rick Bassman. I'm a division head at CESD. It's about the 10th largest agency in the industry. I have a division there called Larger Than Life. And it represents pop cultural figures like Nicole Eggert, the rapper Too Short, women's WWE champion Maurice, emerging pop singer Keisha. Mainly I specialize in big guys. I represent a lot of the top UFC fighters. Let's get warmed up. That's about it. Thank you guys. And in case I have to leave early, Louise, I'd love to get together sometime without workout. Thank you.
My name's Tom Howard. I was a former pro wrestler all over the world, Mexico, Japan, WWF. Went on to fight in K1, so the scars you see on my head are from getting kicked in the head. Was tired of getting hit and wanted to make a hit television show. So came up with two of my favorite things, pro wrestling and my children. So came up with a kids show called...
I'm a writer, producer, vice president of Co-op Productions. We're in all forms of media, trying to help finance films, trying to get some of my own writing and directing work off the ground. Brian Herskowitz.
To write the script for, it's a biopic on the late Jack Kent Cooke, who was a billionaire sports, media, and telecom magnate. My company's Envelope Pushers, and my name is Chris Glaze.
Congratulations. Good afternoon, I'm Paul Westfall Advisory Services. I'm a Chief Financial Officer for hire. I've worked for companies like Fox, Canon Films, Destination Films, All American Communications. I am to your project what music is to your film. The only thing you need to remember about me is to call Paul Westfall.
Now, I have no idea what's...
Spielberg, where music meets film. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
I don't hear what the slogan was?
No.
That's what I thought. Okay, say it again. Stand up.
I didn't
Say
hear
it loud.
anything
Where
what you
music
said.
meets film.
Where music meets film. Okay?
What's your name?
My name is Mr. Wallen. I'm a business partners with young Spielberg and Soul Eternity super producer. Over 20 million records sold. Everywhere from Young Buck to 50 Cent to Lloyd to Webby. And young Spielberg first completed film, The High and Mighty, 20 years old. So music meets film, men of wisdom, exercising knowledge over nonsense. That's really what it is.
I'm an entertainment CPA and a business manager, including, we'll deal with a full-service CPA firm, including individual taxes, loan-out corps, LLCs, single-purpose entities, production accounting, production payroll. Robert Corpus, CPA. I was on a team of advisors to Gary Marshall, Robert Zemeckis, Will Smith, and some others.
Founding partner of Metropole Capital Group. What we do, we provide assistance to companies that are looking for financing, mostly high-tech, media, business. We do have a couple of film financing, but I have to admit it's very hard to get an investment right now. And my accent is from Russia, and no, I don't know Russian mafia guys who are willing to invest in films, so please don't ask me this question, okay?
That's okay. We know all those guys.
I hate to say, my name is Jerry Cohen. I hate to say it. I started here 40 years ago on Funny Girl in the post-production area. And I went on to work at University.
Hi, my name's Liz Bentley. I do film financing. I'm also in the real estate industry. I raise capital through banks, private equity. I try to help with the development of your film. My name's Liz Bentley.
Welcome to the group.
Thanks.
My name is Bobby Logan. I'm a writer, director, and when I want lunch, a producer. I've written and directed 5 feature films. I just launched a 12 DVD children's series 3 weeks ago. I just got to pick up on a series this morning, so I'm going to get drunk tonight. And my next movie is F Troop. I own the rights to the TV show F Troop, and that's my next movie. And we've got financing, but we're looking for more. Bobby Logan.
I'm a lawyer, producer, manager, financier for films, and consultant.
And what's the name of the company? Oh, okay. Okay.
Me, Scott Carroll.
You, Scott Carroll.
Yes.
Scott's been telling me he's going to come to this group for 2 years, and you held your promise.
I did.
That's awesome.
Excuse me. Hello, everybody. I'm Nick McGill, aka Young Spielberg. It's real like that. I'm with Soul Eternity and Big Mountain, aka Aloye Wallen Company, McGill Original Films, as well as Streets to the Suites and Soul Eternity Productions. We just finished our first feature film, last year. It's called The High and Mighty. We're just doing a few touch-ups. We had a test screening in our hometown. Saw what they had to say. I direct, write, cinematography. Just finished a music video with Pastor Troy. So, you know, get at me.
Corey.
My name's Corey Mifsud. I'm VP of Development at EMO Films with Joel. Corey Mifsud.
Damon Marari, Associated Mercantile. I'm in film financing, and I'm bringing funds in from project financing and also real estate financing. Associated Mercantile, Damon Marari.
And I've been in a lot of independent film recently. The most recent one was The Making of Plus One, which went to the Palm Springs Film Festival in January. And that was with Jennifer Tilly and some others. And right now, I've written a script, a screenplay for a comedy film. And believe it or not, Baywatch actresses can write and read. And I'm here with Rick, and we're in the middle of starting to produce that.
And Ross and some other very fine actors. Gregory Peck then sponsored me to be in the Academy. I'm proud to be a member of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences in the Actors Branch. I serve on the Student Academy Award Executive Committee. I serve in the Foreign Language Committee. I serve on the Membership Screening Committee. And I'm a judge for many years for the Nicole Fellowships in Screenwriting, so I work very closely with writers. I'm also a producer. I brought the picture Crash to Bob Yari, which became Best Picture. I have offices at the Yari Film Group. I'm not a technical part of that company, but I have offices there and I have a first look deal. And I also work with a company in Vancouver called Lions Peak Capital because I'm a primarily creative producer and actor. But I've gotten into financing, and I have credit in the past few years for The Devil and Daniel Webster with Anthony Hopkins and Alec Baldwin as executive producer, Where the Red Fern Grows, executive producer with Dave Matthews. Last year I was brought a project that had Daniel Craig attached called Flashbacks of a Fool. I'm also an executive producer on that, and I helped bring in 30% of the financing, which was the end of that, which is a lot of work. So I'm currently producing a picture called Linda and Henry, which won a Nicole Fellowship, to which I've attached director Paula van der Oost, whose film was the nominee from the Netherlands for Best Foreign Language Film 3 or 4 years ago. And it's currently, fingers crossed, being read by Julia Roberts for Linda, so we'll see.
Brian, thank you very much.
Aldo, run the company. I'm the president, producer of Destiny Pictures, producing movies for film, television, did some films for Lifetime, HBO, finished a horror picture with Carrie Elways, Michael Biehn. I have an award-winning documentary that's out right now at the festival circuit, narrated by Billy Bob Thornton. We're going to be in Newport. We won Best Documentary in Austin Film Festival, Mammoth Film Festival. And April 25th, we'll be at Newport. And I'm doing a film in June with writer-director Chris. And that's why I'm here.
Thank you. Thank you. What are your hobbies and where did you go to school?
I went to school in London at Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. And my hobbies are, I love animals, I love traveling,
I agree with that 100%.
And I just want to say one thing, is a lot of the people are in business. I will say not maybe some little old ladies that just wrote in checks at Palm Beach, but they do have attorneys. But a lot of the people come from business and they understand how money disappears in the film business, and that's why they would rather partner one-on-one or...
Well, I'm finding a lot of people who used to be on Wall Street are forming funds and trying to pull their investors in so they'll have a pool. And it's not just one person that's stepping up to the plate, but it's a group of people. And that's where I'm seeing the most movement. One of the biggest problems I'm having is people don't have their film very well developed. They don't have enough, together, but they come to me and they want me to find money. And it's like, I'm selling your package, and no one's going to step up to the plate unless they know what they're buying. So the further developed you can get your projects, and I think getting tax incentives lined up, knowing where you're going to shoot, knowing what kind of incentives we might be able to transfer over to the investors, having distribution in place is important. Sometimes you can work around that, but that's kind of what's been going on with me.
Now, Liz, as you were talking, you already did this to me, so I know where you're headed. Go.
Okay, this is what we just said earlier, what I said. I look at that as being accountable and understandable. You might know how to write a script. You ain't got a clue what's going to be behind you in order to get that script funded. And we run those needs and deals, and I did one with Brian yesterday. It took 2 or 3 times to get it across of what would attract an investor. And that, to me, is the part of the networking that we want to share with you. I didn't say I'd get you the money today, but at least you'll be complete when you're ready to go that investment talk. That's why we're here. I'm not claiming that I'm getting you your money. If that's all you're here for, that's why the door is over there. But my job is to make sure that project looks complete, so you don't come off looking stupid.
And can I have, how much money am I gonna make and when am I gonna make it? And that's why people, whether it's with me, it's hard for me to say push business plans because it's what I do, but you really need to put together a business plan before you go to investors as part of having all your ducks in order, because that's what they want to see. Who's going to go see this movie and what are the financials?
Look, there is a fact in this business. There are people that are out there that have a lot of money. They get, even if they have Social Security checks and they're not accredited investors, they may have some money on the side. They may have a lifetime of having worked and have a nice bank account socked away, and they want to walk the red carpet one day. You as filmmakers need, have responsibilities as well. You have to really make sure the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and if it sounds like common sense, between Eric, myself, my partner Tim that's not here today, Louise, and several others in this room, we get more projects than you could possibly imagine and are nearly ready to show to an investor. Now, I'll go one step further. I'm not going to make a formal announcement about it yet, but Tim Owens, my partner in EMO Films, and myself are, Louise knows about this, I sort of alluded to this with the outside. We had met, Louise knows who I'm referring to, a potentially very big source of money at Sundance this year. They were on the financing panel that Louise had also spoke on.
And who took you to the panel?
What's your name again? I'm just kidding. And basically, this is a source that has a very substantial amount of money that EMO Films, my company, is likely signing, and I say likely, and I wouldn't usually put it to the table this quickly, but there's a point in doing this, likely signing a deal with early next week. Everything has been approved, deal memos, due diligence, all this type of thing. I say this for one reason and one reason only, because next month at this time, I'm going to come in this room and I'm going to say, okay, that deal is done, this is what I'm looking for, and if all the I's are not dotted and the T's are not crossed, these guys are not going to look at it, and I'm not going to kill my deal with these guys as far as introducing them to anything that's not ready. So we're hoping to bring that opportunity to this table also next month. And this goes with exactly what Louise said, and exactly what Eric said, and exactly what Liz said. You need to have your business plans. Louise is frankly the best in the business, and it's not because she's sitting there. Variety, markets her book. She knows what she's doing. She signs at Sundance every year, speaks at every other conference. There are a lot of people within this room, people ask, why do you do these groups? And we do want to level that playing field. We can't promise that your film's going to get funded in here. Is it a possibility? Of course. That's one of the reasons why we do it. But it's all about networking A to Z to try to get to that next point.
You're going to throw out any specific needs or deals that you might have, or testimonials, and hopefully somebody can help you in the room. Maybe nobody can. That's okay. When you go back to your office, you email me that need and deal, and we broadcast it to all 300 members. I can tell you in the other groups, you can get a dozen responses back within just a couple of hours. Entertainment's a little bit different, but that's how we get your projects out there or your needs out there. And believe me, the people in the organization want to help everybody. That's the beauty of this.
$100,000 in the bank. We're trying to get a little bit more in basically matching funds. So we're trying to get a little $250 and then get that matched. Valerie McCaffrey is casting. She casted American History X and Hard Candy, a bunch of other films. Right now, we have offers out to Shoshana Bush, who was in she was a lead dance flick with the Wayans brothers. Devin Sawa, who's in Final Destination and a bunch of other films. Those are pretty much done deals. We're still casting the third lead, and we have a bunch of names coming in next week. Plan to shoot in June, and we have the location, and me and Mark are putting together a package which we should have completed next week, if anyone's interested.
What's the name of that project?
Dose of Reality.
Take that networking tip one step further, Chris.
I started this business, and my son, being a graduate of SC, is a very brilliant filmmaker, and we're trying to build a business. We just finished our big documentary. We did a couple of films last year, so we're in the midst, and we're looking for interesting projects that we can get involved with.
Thank you. All right, the All Cities Network is an organization that Eric founded about 19 years ago of which this is a part of. All Cities Media was founded about 2.5 years ago. When I went to Eric and I said, you know, you need a way to monetize your assets. Here you're also in LA. You're in the center of the entertainment industry. Why don't you do something related to entertainment? Which explains this particular group. As he mentioned before, he also has banking and finance groups, green groups, real estate groups, and so on. And for those members that are here, Eric does throw these mixers a couple of times a year. The next one is coming up in May at the Laugh Factory, to where people from the media group and people from the banking and finance group and people from the green groups and so on will all be there. And for those filmmakers that are here, not that you're going to want to, you know, go to somebody and say, can you invest in my movie? Blah, 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 blah. But you can develop relationships. Eric called me this morning and said, well, my green group this morning, there was a maverick investor there. I said, well, bring him to one of these groups. My point is this, and I'm going to sort of wrap this into the commercial here. There is a way to approach investors also, outside of the completing the business plans and so forth and so on. We have had periods in this group, we've had equity people, we've had real estate people come in, looking to potentially put money into films and so on. And then they didn't come back because they said, you know, the paperwork wasn't ready, or quite frankly, the project wasn't good enough. So make sure that, again, you're educated as to how to properly present your project to an investor, which brings me back to this group. That's one of the stables of this particular organization, one of the things that we want to do regarding networking. We have several groups that go on throughout the year. As I mentioned last month, we're in a state of transition. We are going to be reactivating our Warner Brothers group coming up shortly. We have this group, we have Catherine Clinch's filmmaker group, and we were just approved last week, we were going to do a new group at Paramount. At the very last minute, literally that fell through due to legal issues. The legal issues specifically were that if anybody in this group is representing films that are from another distributor, that's not something that they want to deal with. And then it became sort of a legal thing, and so we pulled back. So Terry Malconian of Sunset Gower Studios, although last month at Mark's group in Santa Monica, I mentioned that I didn't want to repeat. We're going to repeat. There's going to be a second meeting at Sunset Gower Studios beginning in April from the hours of 4 to 6. This is going to be a tag team with New Filmmakers, an organization that is also run from this studio. If anybody is familiar with the New Filmmakers organization, these are not all new filmmakers. Several of these people have won Emmys, they've won Golden Globes, and so on. But if a director that won an Emmy wrote a script for the first time, they're now considered a new filmmaker. Quentin Tarantino has given testimonials on their website. Good luck, Rick. Good luck. Quentin Tarantino, Ileana Douglas and crew, they've all given testimonials. It's a real good group. We're going to go from here from 4 to 6, and then we go into a new filmmakers scenario where they have screenings and other networking, and there'll be food and so forth. We're going to start that next month. I'll be a little less vague and a little more clear as everything is finalized over the next couple of days. Membership for now, for all of these groups, all of the media groups, you can go to all of them, is $300 for the year. I did want to end that today, but because we are not yet finalized with the date on the next group that starts here, I am going to keep it for the next several days until that new date is finalized. Once that new date is finalized, we're going to go back to the $500 a year. Membership benefits include, again, access to all of these groups throughout the month for a period of a year. Eric's email blast, the membership boards, you have a need and deal, you put it on the boards, you get 12 responses back in an hour. Okay? Then it'll be on the posting board. So there's a lot, and then we have, again, the mixers. I'm going on and on here. There are certain membership benefits that are included in this. Papers and applications are on the table. Thank you for indulging me. Eric wrapped it up with...
The person I pick will pick a second, a third, a fourth. That first person, since you're the first person in each group, I want you to confirm with the other 3 people next Tuesday. Confirm that location after you set it up today, and do it 2 days before your meeting. All right? I'm saying this now, too. You better be accountable. If the meeting's at 7 in the morning, it doesn't mean 7:20. If lunch is at 12:30, it doesn't mean 10 to
You
1.
can also do a happy hour, too.
You can do happy hours,
Happy hours are great.
okay?
There's no rules, just show up. That's all.
Now, I gotta say something to show you in the spirit of networking. I have a tip. I think I said it earlier, maybe I didn't. The way we do anything is the way we do everything.